Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, Mech Warriors. How are you guys all going out there today? This is another round of MOR 8v8. Today we have the Potato Killers as the home team, and we'll have 42 the answer as the away team. Hope you guys are all ready for a lovely big set of matches today. I actually think these ones are going to be pretty damn good and pretty damn close. So these guys are getting ready to do their map ban. So we might flick across to that very, very quickly before we go to map 1 and talk about what is happening there. Just let me let them know. Just flick over to the map banner here. And yes, these guys will do some map bans. So this is for the later drops 4 and 5. Once these guys sort their stuff out, we'll know what map we're playing on. Now we just need to wait for them to actually go and do it. So Viridian Bog down there for Potato Killers. What do we have next here? Thinking about it, having a bit of a think about it. Or maybe it's not updating on my end, perhaps. That could be a problem. Maybe. Let me have a look. Why is that not updating? That should be real time. Sorry, some minor technical difficulties today. I'm doing this a little bit last minute. No, they haven't actually banned the other ones yet. I don't think. Just hold on a moment. Oh no, sorry, 42 haven't done their bans yet. That's what. So I'm not tripping out here, guys. Just hold on. They are about to ban. So yeah, Potato Killers already knocked out Viridian Bog here as their first map ban choice. Just waiting for 42 to, there we go, bang. Alpine Peaks down for those guys. Here come the map bans. They're all rolling in now, which is good to see. Now, who do Potato Killers? What map do Potato Killers ban second? Waiting patiently here. They're a little bit slow on the mouse clicks. Hope their APM improves before they actually play their matches. As if it's taking them 30 seconds to click a button like this. This is going to take a while. Holy Moses! Right, there we go. Rubelite down. Rubelite down there for Potato Killers. Now 42 with the last one here. I believe that's how it works. Is it Terra Firma or is it going to be River City? Let's wait and see. Hoping we see some Terra Firma. There we go. Bang. Right. So, Alpine Peaks band, River City band, Rubelite Oasis band, and Viridian Bog band. So, drops 4 and 5 today are going to be played on Terra Firma. Hell yes, that's good. I like it. Yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. I am obviously just call me Ash. If you don't know me by now, well, I don't know what you've been doing. Finally casting a game this season. So these guys are just doing their lobby stuff, getting set up, and well, when they're ready, we'll go. In the meantime, we'll do some very, very quick map strat here. This is the super heavy drop, right? So drop 1 is the big boy drop. What I'm expecting will probably happen here when I find the map strat actual damn link that I made earlier. There we go. Right. What we could probably expect here is pencil here. Alpha Lance for both teams. And because it's the big boys, there's going to be a lot of this going on. A lot of this from I guess from this side. Bravo Lance may be coming in, and same thing here. Bravo Lance coming around the back there. Maybe a little bit of theta, maybe a little bit of flanking around the back here potentially. But as it's a big drop, a big slow heavy ton drop, which is drop number 1, that is what we are going to most likely see. Fairly unlikely we'll probably see a hell of a lot else, and it's probably going to be filled with DACA. So yeah, sit down, hang on. We have the big massive tonnage drop coming up. These guys are just getting set to do their drop now. They've all locked into their lances, and all that type of thing here. So I just need to move my screen there. Sorry. Yeah. Now we just wait and see. Hope you guys are all ready for a great set. I think these teams are actually going to have a really good set against each other today. 5 maps coming up. Drop 1 being 575 tons to 625 tons. So obviously the big tonnage drop there across all the teams and all that sort of stuff. Drop 2 and 3 is domination, so the lighter drops. And drop 4 and 5, we have the max 480 tons and on Terra Firma today. So going to be looking pretty good there, I think. So the game is loading up now. Let's just flick over to that and have a look. Definitely do not want to be doing a radio cast today. Definitely trying to avoid that because it does tend to happen every now and again by accident. Right, now. Need to wait for the dudes to come in. And we'll get started. Dropships are there. Here we go. Now, team 1 side. Way Too Sexy, Annie 2A, Annie 1P, Bloodass, Stalker, Battlemaster, Shadowcat and Osiris, and as you see the 42s on the other side here, we have Annie 2A, Direwolf, Summoner, Assassin, Crab, Nagia, Assassin 1, Annie 1P as well, sorry, and a Madcat A. So let's have a quick look here, see what is on a Madcat A, shall we? Oh, 4, yeah, peeps, eh? Okay. Well, trading's on early here, as you can see. As kind of expected, the two lances sort of spawning to each other and just pumping across at each other here. Raptor needs to be careful here. And the 1P, 5 ER large. You can obviously see his head a lot earlier. And the periscope on the lovely mech here trading. 42's got a mech right up the back there, as you can see on the spire, right at the back there. It's a long way away. And Tono Killers have actually capped, so they've capped Gamma, and they've capped Kappa early. We have 42 with obviously some Theta control, and obviously doing Sigma there. Now a massive airstrike there on Prometheus and Uncle Charles there. I don't know who dropped that one, but that hurt. That actually hurt quite a bit. We're looking at 84 and 88%. Yondu here in the Battlemaster. I'd say he's down to 78% already, so 60 large, trading reasonably well, but losing a little bit. Bloodasp's not doing a hell of a lot here. What do we got? Ultra 5, Ultra 10 builds. Fairly standard sort of quick play build actually for that. Way Too Sexy's up here in the Annihilator, just trading out with AC2s, I'd imagine. Yep. Annie 1P as well, struggling to do a little bit of work here. But Uncle Charles, he's at 76% now. He's taken a bit of a beating. These guys have kind of put his head down a little bit. We do have Vidya here with, what's that, AC or AAC2s, I'd imagine, or Ultra 2s. Just two Ultra AC2s. Really? Okay, that's it's a very interesting choice there. It's kind of, I feel like it's undergunned or maybe way over ammoed. Okay, so the trades are coming in here. We do have some mechs from the Team 1 side over here, actually. Cheeky's here in the Shadowcat, which I believe he's got some very good vision over here. And I think he's PPCs. Yes, he is. So just doing a little bit of crossfire here. We've got Titus here in the assassin up the front there, just waiting near Theta for something to happen. Maybe he's waiting for a push call or a harass call, perhaps. We will find out. Sorry, I just need to move my OBS window here. Sorry for the sound movement there. Now, Uncle Charles and Prometheus both at 70% now, basically, and Tolson. So these guys are eating a lot of damage. But also for the evil side, Potato Killer side, we have Stalker here for Carl and Yondu, same deal. Very low, nearly CT wrecked. Oh wow, Carl's already CT done, so he has to be very, very careful now. So very good work from 42 there. Very good work to get him open. Prometheus looks like he's open, but not really. He's just taking a lot of damage. That strike doing that. The Ultraviolet, again, not too far off being CT open there. And Annie1P actually in pretty good condition. Vigil now taking quite a lot of fire. He's got the attention of the enemies. 6 Ultra 2s. Sorry, he must have been jammed earlier. That's what it was. My bad. When weapons are jamming, they're not showing up. I keep forgetting about that. Oh, and then Subwoofer up here as well. How's he going? Oh wow, someone scraped his head. Maybe the strike gave him a little bit of a head tickle there. A little bit of a massage on his brains. Now, still some more trading here. We've got the Annihilator for Potato Killers. I believe that's Ragnar. Up towards sort of the stage area. And Prometheus has just taken a beating. What happened there? His rear torso structure, well, the structure for the torso there has been hit. The answer slightly up on caps at the moment, as they do have Epsilon. But there is obviously a fight going on down here at the moment. What are we looking at? Windscape here in the Crab and Assassin chasing off Nightbird in the Osiris here, who seems to be pretty intent on sorting some caps out to maybe give the Potato Killers a little bit more control here, as 42 still have control and they have regained Sigma there successfully. So they're back to a 3 cap again here, 42. They can afford to be patient. They don't need to keep losing these trades. Their percentages are definitely lower than that of the Potato Killers teams, whose their blood asps have basically done nothing. They haven't really done any trading at all yet. Have not done much at all. So basically waiting for the fight to get sort of closer into the 600 to 700 meter range, whereas now they're kind of fighting at, well over 1,000 meters. They kind of, 42 just need to be a little bit more patient. Let the caps work. They're up by 50 caps at the moment. Let the Potato Killers come to them. Oh, Tolson taking some UAC 2s there, and he is now open CT. So is Uncle Charles. And what do we have here? Oh wow, the Annie's also torso open as well. So 42's damage coming down. The percentage is not looking good. It's not looking good for 42 at this stage of the game. Their percentages are definitely lower than the other teams over here. Are we looking at Yondu? Where's he? Is he crit somewhere? Oh yeah, he's nearly CT done as well. So some pretty good aiming from both teams. To be honest, some good focus, good steady burns. But yeah, slowly but surely, this assault lands here of 42. Look at them all. 44, 47, 58, 54. They're all open. They're all basically, Prometheus, he's one shot from losing a torso. Oh, and somehow they miss that torso. One good strike right now would basically finish off 42. That would seal the game right there at the moment. And then basically the Potato Killers could push in if they wanted to. We do have them over at the back at Kappa. If you do take some time to look at the mini-map, you will see that the 42s are about to take Kappa. But it looks like the Potato Killers are moving up here. Looks like there's a bit of movement. Let's just have a quick little look here. It looks like they're moving up here on the right-hand side, about to go do a push. Relics finishes off Uncle Charles in that open direwolf. I suspect these guys realise now. The Potato Killers realise that 42 are extremely weak and getting a little bit more aggressive. They have to get aggressive due to low caps. They have no choice. They have to do something, and they have to do something very, very quickly. Raptor taking some damage there from the UAC 2s up there on the hill from Way Too Sexy, getting some decent angle there on that little ramp. All they need to do is just push in, and it is over. There we go. Raptor taking some more fire there. Again, that periscope torso of that Annie just hurting a little bit. He's lost the torso. The other Annie's with the Rack 2s has lost the torso as well. And we're missing another torso here on Tolson in the Mad Cat with the ERPPCs. And there we go. Prometheus goes down. Vidya over here as well. Oh, he's been headshot now. That's why he's a little bit crit there. Didn't know what was going on. He's taking some damage, but look at the caps, guys. The Potato Killers team have been a little bit inactive on the caps. Now, Nightbird is sorting out Kappa over the back here, but they're nearly 100 caps behind right now. Potato Killers really need to do something fast. They've got a mech on Epsilon at the moment, trying to neutralize Epsilon as fast as possible, but that still leaves... Oh no, it does not leave them with 3 caps anymore, or 2 caps. But we've got Windscape coming in the butt here. He's going to shoot the Annie in the butt. And we've got the assassin coming in as well. This could be some really late game recovery here from 42. They're pushing in. The assassin going into an open Battlemaster. Battlemaster, what does he have? He has a CT that is crit. He has a crit CT here on the Stalker as well. 42 could pull this back enough to basically draw the game or come in very close with the caps. Potato Killers, bang, bang, look at that. There we go, Stalker down, Battlemaster down. Assassin going in to finish off Way Too Sexy. They need to sort him out here. They need to go and finish him off on Theta or turn around and finish off Hell's Mannix behind here. 42% here for Way Too Sexy. He's torso to nearly legged. Okay, that's interesting. And the caps, look at the caps, they're dead even now with Potato Killers now coming in, and it looks like that it is not going to be a lead that 42 are going to be able to catch. The Potato Killers come in at the end with what is looking like it's going to be a cap win right here, a cap win. There we go, wow. That was a close game. Potato Killers end up winning on the caps there, some good cap control in that 500 to 550 cap point game, so that was good. Now I'll copy the match ID here. Just quickly let me set that up while I'm running a little bit of a solo cast here today, guys, and we will get to the lovely little after screen here. Yeah, it's just pending. Good game though, good game overall, very good game actually. Okay, just need to update that there. Now, what do we have here? Wow, okay, so let's have a quick look at this. Way Too Sexy, 832 damage in that AC2 Annihilator, topping the board there. For Potato Killers doing an excellent job. Excellent job there. Cheeky's not too bad there in the Shadowcat, 500. I think he got some good strikes there by the sound of it. And Raptor there in the Annie 1P doing some great work as well. 736 damage from 5 ER large. Not bad at all. Prometheus looks like with the Rack 2, AC2 Annie, they might have been expecting a bit more of an aggressive push. Not doing too much damage there. Rack 2's kind of hard to do in a trading position, more of an aggressive sort of push or to receive a push. You're definitely not going to win trades against ER large with that. So that rounds it out. Good to see. Not too much, not too much team damage there from anyone. That's what we like to see there. Potato Killers there. So what was that? For 8 kills. Yeah, 8 kills for Potato Killers. And I believe that is 6. No, sorry, only 3 dead. 3 dead. 6. Oh God, I can't count today. 6 and 1, 2, 3. Right, there we go. 6 and 3. There we go. Okay. Now I know what's going on. I'm back. Right. Lobby. There we go. So drops 1. 1 drop and then 6 kills to Potato Killers, and we have there 42 with no win there and snatching up 3 kills. Now the next map I believe we have is Caustic Valley Domination. Let me have a look here. Caustic Valley Domination. Oh, oops. Caustic Valley Domination. Now what are we going to have here? Good question. Once the site updates, need to clear that off. I have no idea how to do that. There we go. So pretty much what we're going to see the red team do is come in and maybe come around here, or sort of come around in here, and probably the blue team do something fairly similar. You can set up a I guess Overwatch mech here. Oh, hang on, it's the wrong color there. Sort of here, I guess, for the blue team. And similarly around here, sort of for the red teams as well. If you would like to do so, kind of depends. But look, it's the light drop. It's generally going to be pretty pretty quick, pretty brawly. And that's about it. It's probably not a hell of a lot more to that. These drops, like I said, 350 tons to 370 tons. There is no lock-on weapon ban. For this, so no streaks, no ATMs, no lerms for this drop, for drops 2 and drop 3. So yeah, these guys are just gonna basically get into it whenever they're ready. I'll just let them know. Just let them know whenever they're ready that I am ready to rock and roll on this one. So I should probably flick to the larger version here of the map strat just to make it a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm expecting that the 40, we're talking the potato killers are going to use this sort of area around here, in and around here. That would be the smart move. There's some interesting little tactics here. I haven't looked at all of these yet. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's what they're going to do there. I would imagine brawl here, wait for some movement. I mean, you could actually have 42 just go straight at them too, using the rocks in and out to cross over the caldera. Obviously, going guys straight over the caldera either way is generally not the smartest idea. You have very little cover. The enemy can see where you're going, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, probably not going to see a direct straight-in brawl. Sometimes we see that in the lower divisions, oddly enough. But yeah, we probably won't see that today. Oh, Kraz might be jumping in, co-caster. Sorry, very team last minute cast today. Mr. Daidachi was meant to be jumping in with me and unfortunately could not join me today. Just give me one sec. Okay, just getting Kraz in the lobby here.
Yo.
G'day mate, how are ya?
Yeah, good.
That's good. So we're just about to start drop 2 at the moment. I'm just getting you an invite to the lobby.
Too easy. Better turn off the stream listening to you.
Yeah, you're gonna have me in
tripping me out hardcore.
In a 5 minute delay of stereo kind of thing. Give me one sec.
Yeah, it's fixed. I got an invite from Ragnar.
Oh, there we go. Got an invite. Perfect. Very good. Excellent. Good.
Too easy.
Alrighty. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Caustic Valley. It's gonna be a brawl. What else is drop 2 and 3? Really? I mean, there might be one Overwatch mech, but that's probably about it. Especially on Caustic Valley.
Yeah, Caustic Valley's a bit of a funny one with the caldera sort of blocking everything.
I mean, you can receive, I guess, plan to receive a brawl push and do it a little bit differently with sort of medium pulses, I guess, have a little bit more range, maybe one Overwatch. But again, I guess that tonnage kind of does stop that. And if someone's come at you with a fast SRM brawl, as we found out last week, yeah.
I'll be interested to see if anyone brings AMS, considering the buff or the nerf rather for the SRMs received.
Yeah, well,
the AMS now shoot down, like if they bring just say SRM 6s, an AMS will shoot down quite a fair few of those from like 100 meters away.
Yeah, so I mean, unless you're closing to point blank range and you're firing your SRMs at say 280 meters or basically max range, AMS is actually it's going to make your SRM volley kind of shit, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like you just sort of clue me in. Then if you're going to take like a brawl sort of push receiving deck with medium pulse, like maybe poking into the caldera, it might be worth your time to take some AMS on those medium pulse mechs.
Well, you can spare a little bit of tonnage, even if you got say ER mediums. If you're trying to receive a push, you could drop a medium or a heavy mech with a bunch of ER mediums and AMS and sort of sit basically in the middle and bubble.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Might just, as you said, it's probably more likely that they'll just smash into each other with full-on brawl.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that's more what drop 2 and 3 is about. Just get in there and get it done. May the most brawliest team win. But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. Well, I mean, you wouldn't...
Polar Islands last week was basically that.
Yeah.
Whichever team took Overwatch almost always lost.
Yeah,
it was just like bring your medium pulse linebackers and push W, and it's just like a guaranteed win.
Yeah, it's a lot of the drops that I watched last week. Same thing. Anyone trying to Overwatch too heavily didn't. I mean, you just can't do much. You get heat capped too quick, or you're too slow. That's the other issue. You can't get out the way of a 100k an hour brawl push at you. You're like, especially when you're running 65, 70, they're going to catch you. Doesn't matter what you do, you're dead.
I think it's the thing too. If you bring like SRMs or medium pulse and you see an assault, like it's just that's a lot of tonnage investment for not as much, like not a great deal of armor, because they don't have that mobility. You can just shoot their legs off so easily.
Yep.
Like it's not even a problem.
It doesn't take much. I mean, two mechs blasting an assault's legs. You've got it legged in basically 2 shots. Like it's not taking any longer than that, and then that's it. When you're dead already anyway. By that point, you're heat capped. There's mechs all over your butt already. So yeah.
That's right. Another thing to think about too in Caustic Valley, which I'd imagine we'll see some quick draw IV4s with MRMs. But again, they've been hit like the hardest by the AMS.
Yeah, the MRMs are definitely a big problem. For anyone watching out there, tuning in today, check out Navid's thread on Reddit. There's been a few guys from GrimMechs doing a lot of science on this. And MRM 30, MRM 40, they're in a pretty bad place right now against AMS. I think it was, 17 or 18 missiles out of the 40 are getting shot down by AMS in the right conditions. Yeah.
That's just from one AMS. So
three
you
tons.
Take a few, like your quick draw's not going to do shit.
3 tons of weaponry essentially nukes 15 tons by the time you put an MRM and a couple of tons of ammo on there. That's a pretty bad investment.
Okay,
Team 1, what do we have?
We've got Nightbird in the Vulcan. We've got 3 Vulcans, an assassin, a linebacker, another assassin, a linebacker, assassin. There you go. 3 assassins, 3 Vulcans, 2 linebacker.
Looks like a brawl push if ever I've seen one. And 42 side, we've got a quick draw. Hatchback 2 CC, Assassin 21, Wolfhound, Bushy P2, Huntsman C, linebacker, and a Piranha. So semi-brawly on their side as well. Assuming the IV...
There's that quick draw, yeah.
Yeah, assuming the IV4. I mean, the IV4 is a great tanky mech, super tanky. 2 MRM 30, okay. Heat efficient, that's good.
It doesn't look like anyone's brought AMS, just having a quick look. So,
yep.
I mean...
Well, they're not going to neutralise anyone, but we're already in. Brawl's already on. They're not even waiting. They're not even waiting. Tolson's already getting shellacked here. I mean, he's already 88%. He's lost a leg just about. Titus and the Wolfhound 2 took some big fire too.
So we've sort of had the answer. Some of them have fallen back, and some of them are really committed into the middle. So sort of a little bit split at the moment.
Yeah, I can see why.
People capitalize on it.
Some of the 42 mechs here, we've got medium pulse linebacker and UAC 10 bushwhacker. That's why they're kind of sitting back a little bit. But nonetheless, the brawl is into the Caldera. Ham is getting hammed.
Yondu's first down.
Yondu's down first. Yep. Hobbles gets finishes off Ham.
1 all so far. Hobbles, yeah, he's really damaged.
They're all on Cheekies. Cheekies is about to get shot in the butt like 3 times. Vidya gets... Oh, wow, they're all dying way too quickly. Prometheus gets Cheekies down. Hobbles is dead as well. I can't remember who killed Hobbles. But, wow, 42. Pulling this off. Lack of focus, yeah. Potato Killer's lack of focus. They're going to finish off Windscape.
He's getting kicked in the back, though. He's going to go. Yeah, there he goes.
Yep, there we go. Yep, Bushwhacker down. Now, Ragnar needs to basically run away. No, he dies.
He dies, he's dead.
I think it was legs, but we've got the Wolfhound and Titus over here.
Oh, legs. Getting hit by...
And now he's shot. It's getting a little bit closer here. Oh no, but Tolson kills off Titus. Oh, 10 kill. Nasty stuff there.
Was that a strike, was it?
No. I think he just shot him. I think he just popped over the edge and shot at the mech and killed him. There's a few 1v1s going over here. Nightbird and Prometheus on the right, but there's some more teamfire over on the left with Carlos.
Carl down.
Way too sexy. Yeah, Psycho gets Carl down.
Very close.
It's some good health on Hell's Manix here, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Nightbird gets legged. Tolson is not legged. Prometheus isn't legged, and nor is Vidya. I think with the linebacker at 75% there, that's should be enough to carry that.
70% linebacker.
Oh, Tolson legged by way too sexy. Bang! But we've got Vidya Games here. Oh, wow, Hells finishes off Tolson. Wowee, this is going to come down to the wire. Unexpected. Prometheus is legged. Oh, boys, here we go. This is going to be close here. Way too sexy's torsoed. I'm just trying to grab the mechs here, and Hell's Manix is super fresh. When Vidya's
61%. Is he got all damage?
Oh, Vidya's super fresh, but he's heat capped.
Come on, Vidya.
It's 2v1 here. Way too sexy's now heat capped too, because he's lost. He's just about to lose a torso. He's done. So he's lost some weapons nearly. Just about. Oh. Come on, how's this going to go? Vidya's torso, way too sexy, he's lost his torso finally. Vidya's about to lose his torso. If he can get that, that could be game done. Wow. 2 medium pulse left. Wow.
I think Potato Killers have got it with that Vulcan.
Yep, I think Potato Killers have just managed to pull this back actually. Wow, like that was, I think the answer were, 42 were, yeah, I think they were up by like 3 kills at one point. So, wowee, did not expect that at all. Did not expect that turnaround. That is amazing focus fire. And he's just about done. One more shot. There we go. Woo! Wowee. Oh. Wow. There you go.
Pretty full-on brawl.
That was very full-on brawl. Oof. I haven't seen a brawl that good for a while with so much going on.
Look at the stats. Yeah, look at the damage numbers. Some big damage numbers. Tolson with 700 damage and he's assassin.
Yeah, I'm just flicking over to the
video
lobby
game
stats at the moment. Just give me 1 sec while I do that. But yeah, feel free to run through
even the guys who got focused out first, everyone did over 100 damage. But they are, considering how light the drop is, though, some of the damage numbers are very high. I don't know whether it's little bit of inefficient shooting there, like maybe shooting legs and torsos.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, if you're doing
focusing,
look at you got what 500, 400 on the Potato Killer side, and then on the 42 side, you've got 600, 700, 300. That's a lot of non-focused damage. Like you said, legs or torsos or both. I guess.
Both. It's a bit of everything.
Yeah, definitely a case
if you're shooting straight and just say going legs on that drop, you should be looking at everyone in the 200 to 300 range on a win.
Yeah, maximum 300 for. I mean, even linebackers.
You can do everyone like in the 200 damage range, somewhere around there.
Could have been a couple of strikes too. There might have been a good strike in there for one or two of them, perhaps. I'd
say Tolson got a good strike in, I think, with that 700 damage.
Well, he also did 41 team damage looking at it. So not only did he team kill, he definitely I think he maybe did a little bit more than just one wayward shot there, perhaps. And Prometheus with 25 team damage, but Hell's Manix and Way Too Sexy 34 team damage and 27 team damage each as well. So a couple of wayward shots going on around there for both teams actually.
Now, it's with a brawl like that, it's not hard to do though. Like, in all honesty, you can very easily go for shoot that assassin in front of you and it bugs out of the way and you just hit your linebacker friend behind him.
Yeah, that's
not hard at all.
It's not hard. The assassin comes flying around the corner or over a ledge on something and he just drops in front of you and once you've launched. It's you just eat it by that point. Now, just flick over to the map strat quickly. I've sent you a link. You want to have a little bit of a scribble on there, just on Discord.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, for this one, it's definitely a scribble.
Yep.
It's a big fucker.
Show those paint skills.
It sort of did break out into two different sort of areas of fighting. So there were the longer range mechs from 42 sort of got attacked over here in one sector, and then there was another little brawl over on this side. And so 42 won the southern, I believe, the southern side brawl.
Yep.
And then Evil or Potato Killers, whatever, won the northern one. And then they sort of just went back in and kept on the brawl. But it did sort of break off there into a 2-2, and that was because the 42 mechs, the sort of semi-Overwatch mechs did hang back a bit. And Potato Killers identified that and went to rightly gank them so they couldn't just farm in the middle of the caldera.
Especially that was it that UAC 10 Bushwhacker left alone. That is a dangerous mech to leave out there. So good move by Potato Killers to go out there and focus that early. Yeah.
But I mean, apart from that, it was just like literally this. It was just straight into each other. They didn't mess about. They just we're gonna fight. That's it. Go push.
That's it. It's pretty much it. It's not much more to it than that. So
I didn't. Yeah, very and very standard picks, I think, as well. Vulcans, assassins, linebackers.
Yep.
Quick draws. There wasn't anything really. I didn't find anything surprising in those drop decks.
No, I didn't. Yeah, pretty standard picks, medium pulse or SRMs. I mean, what else is there really? I mean, yeah, you can't bring too much.
I suppose you could have taken a few more heavy mechs and dropped it like to a couple of machine gun lights.
Could have, yeah. Well, they did. 42 had that piranha.
We might see that coming up now because they've just used a lot of their assassins and Vulcans and things.
Mm. Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see what Potato Killers do now because that's a lot of assassins and linebackers out, I think, or maybe one linebacker for later, perhaps.
One line left. Yeah, they could bring it here, but I don't know. One linebacker I've found is pretty underwhelming. Gets focused pretty easily, I find. They seem better running in duos or trios.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. 3 linebackers is if you're going to invest them heavy, or at least do 2. You know, you at least have to have 2 definitely. 3, works very, very well.
Yeah. Well, for this tonnage, for the 375 tonnage range, you can do 2 linebackers and then 6 40-tonners, which is what we saw then. The 4 Vulcans and the 4 assassins with 2 linebackers.
Yeah, they might go maybe.
It's a fairly simple drop deck, but it's a very effective one.
We're wondering to see if they, instead of going medium pulse this time, Potato Killers maybe switch it out to a bit more SRM action this time instead, and maybe use other tankier mechs like Orions, perhaps. Maybe go for a bit of a brawl that way. I mean, they've expended a lot of medium pulse mechs there, like a lot. So
the Vulcans. Yeah, I mean, I was surprised they didn't take the Vulcan Hero, which is basically the same loadout as an Assassin 21.
So I don't actually know what's on the Vulcans, to be honest. I have absolutely no idea. Is this 4 SRM4s?
The 5T is the like the 5 energy, so that's like the 5 medium pulse variant.
Yep.
But you can take the Vulcan Hero and it's got 4 missile hardpoints, 1 in the head, 1 in the CT, and 1 in either left and right torso.
Yep.
And it's got the same. It's got like similar structure quirks, the Assassin, similar sort of body shape, and it's actually got better agility than the Assassin. So you can essentially run it as a 4th assassin, and it takes up your hero slot, so you wouldn't be able to run a quick draw or anything. But they weren't running.
I wouldn't be too worried about the quick draw personally. I mean, there's plenty of other mechs you could kind of pick, especially in a brawl. I find that the MRMs kind of, I mean, not that they're a bad weapon, but they kind of suck in a brawl to sort of really focus down that what you want to be targeting. Everyone's sort of aiming legs. It's unless you're a point blank.
You want to be MRMing linebacker legs.
Yeah.
If you bring a quick draw, like for this sort of drop, you want to be shooting the linebackers in the legs.
If that makes assassin with MRMs, it doesn't matter if you aim your leg, you're going to be hitting the leg, the ground, the rocks, the arms, everything.
They're not as good versus the assassins, but definitely against any heavy mechs they bring, you'd be wanting to shoot the legs with the MRMs.
Yep, definitely. Yeah. On the big fatties, seek them out, and that's half the challenge, right? If their fatties are in 400 meters away from where you are, that's not going to go so well. So yeah, it's situational. MRMs, I feel very situational.
Oh, definitely. With the big AMS hit too, they're even more so. Like they never really had time to shine anyway. Now they're just even more fucked.
Yeah, literally, they're in some serious trouble. I'm feeling a hot fix coming along in a couple of weeks, maybe a week or 2. I'm definitely feeling something.
For MRMs for sure, the MRM 80s and the MRM 40s rather, and the MRM 60s. Usually you run them in pairs. Are very, very susceptible now to AMS.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Potato Killers are all readied up in the lobby.
They're not
worrying about
around.
blocking. which is, I mean, like in a map like this, you don't really have to worry about where you place your lances.
Yeah, you're not exactly 700. It's not like, say, River City, Conquest or something, where you spread out across the bloody map and you spend through the first 20 seconds catching each other up or whatever. But yeah,
they're already in the right tonnage. Looks like 42 have got their correct tonnage up. Just waiting on a couple of green lights before we can go.
Yeah. Now, after this, we'll do a giveaway just to let the chat know to stick around.
What have we got to give away?
Yeah, we'll do it after this. So stick around for the giveaway. We've got some MC, mech bay, stuff like that to flaunt around the place and whatnot. So yeah, make sure you stick around. Make sure you're active in the chat. And after this drop, we'll do it. So make sure you're sharing the link around, guys. Around your Discords and stuff. Let them know there's some comp stuff going on. There's also some giveaways if you tune in. And please click that follow button for the MWO comp channels. It is much appreciated. Get notifications when we go live. Sometimes if you're a little bit disorganized like I am, I don't post on Reddit that I'm casting today and forget. And then, yeah, that way if you get the notification, you know we're live. Yeah.
And we were just sitting over 100 viewers just before I saw, so that's nice.
Yeah, it's chucking away. Beautiful. It's really good so far this season. Having some good casts, great casts, lots of casts. So, we're locked in.
Yeah, there's heaps. Are we good? We're good to go. Ready, streamers? Yep.
Yep. We both fail with the keys. I'm typing you're typing brackets. I'm typing ones.
That's a classic.
This is terrible.
Just like,
what are we doing? Professional streaming right here. Right. Let's not do a radio cast today. I'm very conscious of not screwing that up today.
Yeah, you're the man with the buttons.
Oh shit! You know what I didn't do? I didn't update the
the scores.
Scores from last match. I need to do that. I'll quickly do that while we
get it after this one.
Load up. Yeah.
We'll see. Let's see. What do we got here? Takes a while for the dropships to come in anyway.
It does. It does. Yeah, I think that's been updated. Okay. There we go. Now we're updated.
For the answer, we've got another quick draw IV4, a Crab 27B, a Nova, a Crab, Stormcrow, Hunchback 2cc, a Vulcan, and a Piranha. Bit of a mixed deck. Looks like we've got a bit of some DACA, we've got some MRMs, got some SRMs, probably some lasers.
Ooh, interesting choice here from Potato Kills. Grasshopper 5Hs. This is what. Let me have a look at the builds.
Are they laser vomit? Are they?
Well, they're going to have to be. Medium laser, large pulse. This is interesting.
Yep.
Medium, yeah, all medium lasers and large pulse. This is a roughneck.
Short burn duration.
Holy shit! Roughneck with 2 large pulse 5 ER mediums. Now I know that's hot. Like that is a hot build. Whoa.
Yeah, and a couple of piranha. They're laser piranhas as well.
Yeah. Okay. This is
full laser deck.
What they're doing here, obviously, the piranhas are trying to bait the 42s by the look of it, and Potato Kill is setting up a firing line here. So what are we looking at there? It's about 350, 400 meters to the caldera from where they're standing. So if they focus, the first mech that comes over should get legged instantly. If they focus. Yeah. If they don't,
they've got to be real good.
Yeah,
they've got to be real good with their aim.
Yeah,
their focus targets.
No, Prometheus is scouting them though, right? So Prometheus hasn't quite seen what's going on. Oh, actually, no, you know what he has? Prometheus knows what they're doing. So he knows where they're all set up. This is going to be...
they're going to try and...
I don't know how this is going to play out right now.
I don't know. They've got the one mech in the circle. They've only got the one, just that piranha, just holding the circle.
Well, they kind of have to because Potato Killers, because they're playing range, they need a timer advantage to force 42 to do something. So, they need to maybe make a mistake and step out of the circle or something, but it's probably not going to happen.
No, I'd say if I was 42 right now, I'd be wanting to try and clean up the as best I could the mechs in the circle.
Yep, force them out
and staying out of range of the rest of the team.
Yeah, you don't want to be crossing the caldera here. Like Saiku's taking, what is he taking? 13% already.
Prometheus is getting very close.
Oh no! 42 just said stuff it. We're not waiting.
Yeah, they've gone in.
Potato Killers will drop the strike on the 42 team there, but oh wow, Ham just gets eaten 15-20%. 30%.
Oh,
Prometheus goes down from Carl. Focus fire, yeah, and Ham's torsoed, I think, already from some focus fire. Oh yeah, just about torsoed. So wow, holy shit.
Done.
Way too sexy needs to rotate out here. Psycho's pushing in.
Look at the piranhas coming into the back and the
yeah. Potato kills piranhas.
Not looking good. Not looking good at all.
42's in trouble. Like, look at this. Potato killers have rolled back. They're rolling back further and further and further as they go. Yondu and Helzo are stuck on the pipe work here, which is not good, but Carl finishes Tolson. Vigil finishes sexy. Oh, Jesus, this kill's coming in quick. And the piranhas are coming in the back now here. Look at this. Ham's about to get shredded. Windscape's about to go down. Yep, Nightbird finishes Ham.
Too much damage. They took too much damage coming in.
Oh, another team kill! Bang! Psycho killed by Titus. I saw that just on the edge of the corner there. I think he shot him clean in the ass. So that's
clean rear CP'd.
Yeah, clean in. Nightbird finishes off Subwoofer here, and
it's all but over now.
Yep, it's all but over.
Quick one.
That was interesting choice from Potato Killers. Played out well executed. Well executed.
Yeah, I wasn't very impressed with that push that 42 just did then.
No, I'm just looking at the map now before they get back to the circle. Like this open ground here, I'm literally looking at the open ground here with the pipework and the cylinders coming out of the caldera. That's a good 400 meters of open space that they had to cross from basically
they
here
didn't need
up
to
to
cross
there.
it either. That was a thing, right? But they didn't need to do that.
No, I don't think they did at all. Yeah, just get the lights out of the circle and worry about it later. Like,
yeah,
make Potato Killers become the aggressor.
Exactly, even on time. And I mean, yeah, he just didn't seem like he needed to do that. Yondu did well with the 600 damage in the Cicada 2A.
Yeah.
And some pretty low damage numbers from 42, unfortunately. They got a few of the grasshoppers down pretty quickly once they closed the distance, but they took way too much damage closing that distance.
Yeah. And what was that? Ham was basically open torsoed from one half of the strike, and the other half was, again, just focus fire, and their other... Who went down first? Someone went down super fast. I forget who that was on 42 side.
Prometheus in the piranha sort of ran off to attack the Potato Killer's lights in the circle, but he also got shot by the laser vomit mechs outside as well. So he just sort of got picked out there.
And who was that with the team kill? Titus only did 19 damage though. So who did he shoot? I think he shot Psycho. So Psycho must have been absolutely wrecked if 19 team damage is going to take you out.
That's it.
But yeah, look, some solid damage there from Yondu Cicada. That is some serious work right there. Like, that's a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah, I wonder how much of it... We still don't know how much of its strike damage do and how much is direct fire. Wish the API data had that.
That would be bloody awesome, actually. That would be really good.
The strike damage can be very significant if you get a good one.
Well, someone dropped a good strike on the 42s when they came in, and yeah, Ham ate, I think, 15, nearly 20% off that strike, and then he got nearly torsoed by someone else shooting him from the front. He's getting struck in the butt from the rear.
Innisphere laser vomited on the way in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think it was a pretty good strategy from Potato Killers there.
Well executed. I baited and then, lights sort of circling around the back, and...
I would be interested though if they took that deck to see it versus just say like a more brawly deck, but with a few long range Overwatch options.
I've just flicked over to the map strat if you want to do a little quick little drawing on there.
Yeah,
go for it.
So basically, we had I'll make sure it's in the right color. The Potato Killers set up like a little firing line along here, and then sort of had their light mechs moving around in little areas here to hold the circle. And 42 sort of figured out what they were doing initially and held here for a bit, and they decided just to press the W key in, which worked out really well for Potato Killers because then they just pushed backwards and kept shooting.
Yeah, I was about to say that they were way back, nearly basically at spawn almost by the end of that.
They were almost at the Charlie Land spawn by the time they and they eventually killed them. And they had those light mechs come in, I think was very crucial as well. So once 42 really pushed, the Potato Killer's light mechs just came in the rear, and then once that's happened, it's almost all over.
Yeah, two laser piranhas in the rear. If they're not rear CTing you, they've got easy leg shots. I mean, you're focused on what's in front, not what's behind, and yeah, you're gonna.
It's suddenly that basically 42 were surrounded. They took so much damage coming in the push, and there wasn't much more they could have done.
Especially some of them strikes, cleaning up any back armor you may have had and a little bit of structure along with it for good measure. Bang, gone. So
because most of their mechs were medium mid-range from Potato Killers, I would have been interested to see if 42 had brought a couple of more like Overwatchy type mechs and see what happened then. You know, if they sort of started picking at them from long range and just sitting in the circle.
Yeah, sort of large laser or large even as well. And
PPCs, like a pop one. You could throw a pop tut in there, or one ER large or something. I don't know, just something to start picking away at them from range, you know.
And then have your try maybe get the Potato Killers to maybe make a little bit of a mistake with their lights. You know, try and come in and clean up that PPC or ER large mech or something, and then just get pay the price. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's a 15-minute match, and the timer doesn't go down as long as both teams are in it. So you could, if you had 2 Overwatch matches against that mid-range, you could potentially just trade with them for 10 minutes, like out of their range.
Yep. There's PPC
there's no reason why you couldn't take like 10 minutes just to just sit in there poking at them, like from outside of their effective.
And then, essentially, you're forcing Potato Killers then to make a move. Like they're trying to force you to make a move, and they did. You know, they forced 42 basically. Well, they didn't really force them, but
they forced their hand. Yeah, they did in a way because 42 had just brought Brawl.
With the deck choice.
There's only one thing they could have done. Yeah, the deck choice. Yeah.
Just quickly roll into the giveaway. Right, Terra Therma, map strat up. Let's have it. What do you reckon? This can go so many ways. I'm actually keen to see Terra. I like it.
I was just thinking what could you do? And there's so much stuff.
Yeah,
so
Terra is so good.
Two,
different.
Yeah, is to sort of hold. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it this sort of area? It's down here, isn't it? You can put some Overwatch mechs looking at the feeder down in that circle.
That's like that G6 domain area, very strong. ER large, UAC 2s, anything really with range is good there.
You can sort of easily hold feeder and gamma from that position, and then all you have to worry about is really Kappa.
Yep.
And Kappa's not very accessible to the enemy team apart from with lights. So, I mean, I think the light play here on Terra Therma is extremely important. Like, and this with the 480 tons World Cup style drops, you can very easily run like a light squad of like 4, like one quasi light, like a fast 40 tonner.
Yep.
And then you can run 3 lights, and that's a very viable drop deck. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone brings quite a quick sort of body of mechs, because playing around with these outside caps, you can just essentially ignore Theta and Gamma if you're strong enough to get Kappa.
It does very much come down to light play. Like it's very interesting.
Yeah, because there can be a standoff at Theta, right?
Yep. There
can easily be a standoff, and like it's either way, it's quite hard to push. You don't necessarily want to push Theta, because I'll just clear the map.
Yep. Especially from Team 1 side too, right? That's even harder to take Theta, in my opinion, than the Team 2 side. So
Team 1's very difficult. Yeah, you don't want to push down either of these avenues like this. because it can often lead into a lot of disaster. You're pushing through choke points into open ground. Like if the other team has a firing line set up, they can just essentially farm you as you come around the corner.
Yep.
There is this nice little sort of flanking area up in this region. Just give me a second. Up here, like there's that side passage. You can sort of get access to feeder, but again, there's only sort of limited areas where you can approach because this whole area here is all low ground with not much cover. There's a few little rocks and things around, but it's not a great deal.
I mean, you've got the trench down there, but if you have say those guys, what is up inside the back region, sort of here shooting at you the entire time, you're gonna get hit no matter what. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can even have a mech like sort of up here, like just sitting around. It has quite good views all the way down there.
And you can also stop cap on Theta too. If you sort of walk up the mountain, you can get certain angles off that edge of that mountain with some right side arm or torso mounts. Very easily stop Theta caps. So I think Team 1 maybe it's a very, very quick Epsilon Sigma and then Kappa control and just ignore Theta entirely, Team 1 too, which makes it hard.
Like this area here is you can't walk on it.
No,
that's a no-go zone. It's a big ass mountain.
Can't even fly over it.
No. So if you want to do this, like it's a long way around. That's a huge distance for anything that's not like a fast medium or a light mech. If you want to take heavies around there, which they've used most of their linebackers,
you could do say a 75, 80k an hour sort of heavy movement, I guess, with a couple of lights to distract and have it's risky, real quick. Very risky. Yeah, very risky. Very, very risky. I mean, the other option you have as well is just up here on this status side. Change that to the blue team. You have got some little high ground points here where you can actually use some PPCs and stuff like this to actually pop tart over and shoot down and across. Yeah, it's very hard to hit here. Like, how do I draw a box on this thing? I don't even know. Here we go. So just here, I'll draw it in. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So, I don't know what I'm doing now. So yeah, a little bit hard just where I've drawn the little sort of red line sort of here. It's very hard. These areas here, you're not really pop-tarting and able to hit them that easily.
No.
But if they're in the theta in the low ground area, you can definitely get them in there. So we'll wait and see how they...
if they're trying to take up the typical higher positions to trade, you can get them basically. It's not a bad thing if you can force the enemy team into the low ground here.
The other option you have too
they're not doing much from down there.
You could be super sneaky, right? And have your Overwatch mech out the back here with these guys, the blue team over here, my bad. Over here with an Overwatch mech or something and do a super quick little flea run straight up or something that's super fast, the fastest mech you can think of, Spider or whatever, straight to Theta to cap it early. And then Potato Killers, the Team 2 side, is actually going to really struggle to take that back if you get a reasonably fast mech into the Overwatch position here. There's not much you can actually do to get Theta back at that point.
Do you know
risky strategy, but what's that?
What is the quickest way? Is it this one?
I think it is Charlie up. Yeah, I do believe it's Charlie up, up in and over.
It's Alpha. It's obviously Alpha from here, but who gets there first? Team 1 or Team 2?
I think Team 1 gets there quicker. And they've got the thing is
very close.
It's very close, yeah. But I mean, all you need to do is just nudge that cap, and as long as you then stop it, then Potato Killers have to control Kappa, Kappa, Gamma, take it back, or even go around to Epsi or something. You can. It's very risky, but hell, you pull it off.
Team 2 always have options. It's harder for Team 1 to go and back Cat Gamma, but it's actually depending on where Team 1 sets up. Sometimes Team 2 can go and sneak Epsilon. It depends where they want to set up and where they want to put their mechs.
Yeah, I've seen games. We've done similar actually. I think last season we went around to Epsilon. Same deal actually. Like the center was controlled very well. I think it was against JGX or something. And same thing. Like one of our mechs went, or two of our mechs went around the back to Epsi to go do that. Sorry, CSJX. Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like went around the back to Epsi to get that cap control back because CSJX actually took that area early. So it's
So
there's
there is
possible here
for that backups. Yeah,
look, it is definitely risky from Team One, but I mean, if you pull it off, say potato killers don't drop light enough or quick enough, they only drop say 130k an hour light or 120k an hour or something, versus or say Team One, drops a faster one. Well, all of a sudden it works.
Get the spider cat pot going.
Yeah, that's it. just enough.
The full cap it.
just nudge it. Just nudge the cap. That's it. So
just nudge it. It's half filled.
Yep, exactly
right.
How
are we going? We're almost all green across the board. We've got 470 versus 480 tons. Bit of movement of the Lancers.
I'm just going to hurry these guys up because they've actually got to go out in an hour. Like, I'm going away for the weekend, so these guys need to hurry the hell up so I can sort out.
Yeah, get them moving.
Yeah, get them moving. I've got things to do today. Apart from failing to set up my stream properly today, and I spent 30 minutes frantically trying to get it all ready because resolutions had changed and all sorts of shit. Oh, God. Tons of casting. Interesting lane set up here. We've got the 42s sort of spreading out Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie from Team 1 side, which is quite interesting. Obviously, they're planning to cap Sigma and Epsilon very early. This could actually be that early Theta cap strap, maybe. Whereas Alpha, Bravo are loaded up very heavy for potato killers.
Maybe after all our strategizing, they'll both just like smash into each other again.
Maybe.
They might have a big brawl in theater.
What are we sitting here talking shit for 10 minutes and then they just go, bugger it, we're doing something entirely different. We're just going to crash.
Nah, let's just butt heads at theater.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if that's what happened. We sit here and theorize it. And then...
it wouldn't surprise me at all if it was just a big...
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm fully expecting that to. That's probably what's going to happen. Yep. All right. Let's see what happens. The game now. I'm still loading. It's taking a little while for me today. I don't know why. It's a bit. There
we go. We're in. Well, I mean, at least.
Yep. Just got in myself. Right.
All my buttons don't work yet. The dropships are too far away.
Yeah, mine are still having a fit. Oh no, they're sort of working, but sort of not.
Currently in a volcano at the moment. Just having a look at the top here.
Just wait patiently here.
There we go. Some music. Yep, got some music.
There we go. Right, what do you have on the 42 side?
42 side, we've got a Night Gaia, a Summoner, a Mad Cat Mark II-B, a Flea, a Mad Cat Mark II-1, another Flea.
Fleas, eh?
What's a VGL?
A VTL, a VGL, Vapor Eagle.
That's a illegal mech.
They're in trouble.
I thought it was a Vapor Eagle. I was like, wait a minute, we can't have any of those. And a Hunchback 2CC.
So on the Potato Killer side, we have a Blood Asp again, Dragon 5N, Scarlet 2A, Arctic Cheetah, Stalker 4N, Black Widow for the hero slot there. That's probably going to be Baka. Nike and Osiris. Now, I'm interested to see what is on the Black Widow, actually. Let me find him.
So we got some mechs moving towards Kappa already.
Yes, we do.
It looks like there's already a 2v1 that's going to happen there.
Ultra 5, AC5, classic Black Widow right there. I'm on this light fight here.
On the lights. And we've got them versus two Fleas. The Fleas are already retreating. They're not going to.
Yeah, Fleas are already retreating, but Fleas are going to. You know what the Fleas are going to be able to do? They're going to be able to take Theta.
I'd take that fight if I was the Fleas. Two Fleas versus an Osiris and an Arctic Cheetah. What's on the Fleas?
Let me have a quick look.
17. So they got the 6
medium pulse. Yeah, or the medium pulse one from Windscape's going to be too hot. I reckon he's a bit more of a harasser trader than anything else.
They do get Theta though, but look at that. Look at that fast response straight to Sigma.
Yep.
Potato Killers. Boom, they're already on it.
And I'm just looking here. Potato Killers have already got set up. Basically, exactly like we said, set up here in the G6 region. But look at that though. Big strike there on Carl and Hell's Mannix. They've just lost nearly 15% apiece from a single strike. Nice. They got absolutely smacked then, to be honest.
We've got 3 mechs up the top here, but it looks like they're almost a bit cramped up there. Yeah, there we go. Need one to get down. Probably 2 mechs up there, Max.
I'm just watching 42 that are they're just kind of cramped in here a little bit, but we've got a little bit of a fight maybe going on here with the Fleas out the back. 42 have responded to Potato Killer's assault on Sigma, but there's a UAV up, so Potato Killers kind of know what's going on there. They need to go back and sort that cap out. 42 should not be wasting time, I don't think, right now, trying to trade. They need to keep the cap control in their favor. Like, right now, they need it.
They got the fleas. The fleas are flipping that cap, but they are getting a bit of scratch damage from Cheekies in the Osiris. He's chain firing his mediums.
Oh, and an airstrike on Windscape. Oh, down to 68%. Oh,
that's a big mistake.
Geez, that is a mistake.
Prometheus should have told him that there was a strike on him.
Yeah, he should be looking out on top of that lid and saying, hey, man.
That was a big communication fuck up that strike was allowed to hit.
But look at that, Osiris. Osiris is moving in now. He's getting a little bit more aggressive. I am watching Theta on the mini-map. There doesn't seem to be too much going on there at the moment. I think the game could be decided out here. 70%. Oh yeah, Carl's at 70. He's not open then. Okay, so they flipped back Sigma. They've managed to flick back Sigma because their Osiris moved up for Potato Killers. That's huge.
They're engaging. Yeah,
I'm on the flea fight here.
Engaging. Yeah, you're watching? Yeah.
Yep, 42 want to give fleas to Potato Killers. They want to give them fleas.
Oh, mate, I think...
They're not focusing targets. They're not focusing.
No, Windscape's legged.
Yeah, Windscape's legged. Yeah, I thought that was it.
He needs to go back and just hold that cap.
Yep. He needs to bail out. Yeah, mistakes were made.
They're going to try and get the gank on him.
No, they've got him. They've got him. CT'd him. He's just about dead. He's one shot away. Nightbird should finish him off in a single shot. There we go. That's as expected. That's a defining moment. That's a defining moment in the game.
Now they can't hold Sigma. So what are they going to do?
No, they cannot. No, he needs to bail. So I'm just watching Potato Killers now.
You know what I'd like to see? Some of the more old school style strategies. I'd love for 42 in this instance to have just had a streak boat sitting on Sigma.
That'd be smart.
Imagine if they had a streak boat just sitting right behind these rocks here at Sigma.
And you don't need a big one. You can just do Arctic Wolf, not a lot of tonnage or something. You know, you don't need to invest.
Out and go,
oh shit!
Look, I got a shitload of SRM6. Bang.
Just looking at Vidya here. Vidya's must be crit. Oh, he's nearly torso crit, and Saiku's nearly lost the torso as well. So,
see, they're both sitting up there, and they're lower mechs. Look at Tolson's. Tolson's sitting there.
They're all fresh, waiting for the push. They're just kind of they're trading, but they should be. Oh, it's almost like they need to be baiting because you want to do here in the stalk with was that ER large by the look of it? No, just 6 larges.
That's a very damaged mechs from Potato Killers right now.
Yeah. Carl's nearly torso.
Has Ragnar got any weapons left? He's still got his weapons, and he's on 38%.
38%, yeah. He's still got his weapons.
That's good.
He's nearly legged, and you know what's happened? He's eaten 2 or 3 strikes because he's got no structure at the back. He's still very fresh from the front in terms of armor, so yeah, it looked like Ragnar has not been looking. He's got
Prometheus going up on him. Prometheus might be able to get the gank here.
Yeah, he finishes it. Yeah. Oh, airstrike kill. Yeah, that's a third. That must have been.
Oh, now he's gonna back cap to Gemma. That's smart.
That's very smart. Look, Prometheus here recovering. But look at the lights here. The lights here from just going back to the center here. Carl's decided to move up, and the lights from Evil are here. So, to be honest, one good strike here from Cheekies in the Osiris would destroy 42. Would literally destroy their entire team right now. If he can pull it off. Here he goes, he's pop-tiding. Does he get is there a strike in there? No artillery strike. But the back cap is on Gamma. I'm just looking at the map right now, but it is being stopped. It is being stopped, that back cap on Gamma. So someone's down there.
The Cicadas there. The medium.
Come on. Hang on, there's a strike here on Cheekies, just to the left. This Oh, I think it already hit him. Oh no, maybe it missed him. I wasn't. Must have missed that.
80% still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 42 being forced out now.
This little area at 42's is just not viable to hold. Look, they're not going to be able to hold Theta soon enough.
Yep, they're going to lose Theta now. They're going to lose map control here because I mean, Vidya, their trader is open. Ham is looking like he's quite weak. But again, the big risk here is one strike. One strike is going to shred at least 3 or 4 mechs.
At least.
Yep.
But look, Nightbird's gone back to help Hobbles with the flea, so that's another 2-on-1.
Yep, I'm having a quick look back here. The flea, where is he? Flea's just about legged, so I think that's one more shot away from a legging. Yep, the flea's legged. Yeah, it's unfortunately going to cascade pretty nastily from here. So 42's
now. It's lost. The game's lost.
The game is definitely lost. Yeah. Yep, it's just about how many more kills can you get. I mean, you can see 42's trade mechs have moved back onto the further back hills, and their fresher, more, I guess, brawlier mechs have taken that lower trench to try and eat some of that damage and from any mechs that do trade from Potato Killer's team. But
42 would literally have to clean sweep almost all of
Theta right now.
Ridiculous next right now.
Yep.
For it to even be possible with this.
And they've got some flanks. The lights are coming around here, around the side here. You've got Nightbird coming around the side for a side flank around their backs now. It's going to be a pretty nasty sandwich coming up here.
I mean, all it took for that to have happened was probably for that flea to get struck on Sigma.
Yep.
For his mate not to tell him he had a strike on him.
Yeah,
That's
pretty much. Now, yeah, look at that Nightbird in the back of Saiku. Subwoofer gets Cheekies down, but yeah, 42. I think they've realised they're just gonna have to push.
It's 6:42 forecast. That's done.
Yep.
It's done. Even if they win this engagement, they can't come back.
Go in, get some kills for the scoreboard. Yep, there we go. Subwoofer gets way too sexy down. Nonetheless, Nightbird finishes off Vidya in the rear there. Yondu's finishes off Ham. Subwoofer's
very damaged mechs.
Oh, come on, can they get Hells down? Yay! There we go. Subwoofer gets down Hells. Carl's also very open from memory. Can he finish it off before Nightbird finishes Tolson? Tolson's getting shot in the ass. I'm not sure he realizes now. Oh, Subwoofer! Boom, boom!
He explodes.
Now we got the Vapor Eagle here. I think he's got.
Tolson's going for Carl.
Not much left. Yondu finishes off Tolson. And Vapor Eagle down below here. And Yondu's worked out what's going on. Titus didn't realize Yondu was there. Could have maybe CT'd him with one shot. Maybe. Hard to say. Don't know. He was kind of looking the wrong way.
The thing was, with the illegal mech, even if 42 had won that, it would have been at best for 42 a redrop. So it was sort of, you got to really be careful. Teams have got to really be careful not to take mechs that they're not allowed to take. Because it's just, if you do that and you might get a really good win, it's going to be reversed.
You've kind of lost all your effort now. I'm just bringing up the stats for that drop here in terms of damage numbers and all that sort of stuff. You want to run us through it? Yeah,
some pretty good damage numbers. There's Windscape and the Flea and Prometheus didn't do a great deal of damage. Unfortunately got beat in that light fight, which was really the defining moment. Nightbird in the Arctic Shooter Prime, 3 kills and 458 damage. That's an excellent effort from an Arctic Shooter. And then Yondu in the Stalker 4N, doing 3 kills and 784 damage as well. And a nice little spread of damage. Subwoofer in the Summoner, 745 damage, 3 kills. So a good little mix of sort of damage. No one really, I suppose, whiffed too much. Having a sub 100 game in a Flea is not too bad.
Subwoofer though, good work. I mean, there's probably a couple of strikes on there. I mean, Ragnar did get obliterated by strikes. Obviously, not watching or looking for smoke and stuff like that. He would had to have eaten 3 strikes by my count to have red structure on the rear and only just after orange sort of red on the front. You've eaten a lot of strikes at this point. So strikes very strong. Maybe Subwoofer doing a pop tarting with the RPBC there doing some of that, dropping strikes and able to attain, I should say, 742 damage. Well done by Subwoofer there, definitely. Like, that's huge damage. And good work from Yondu too, that Stalker there, 784.
Really good damage.
It's pretty impressive, actually. Very, very good indeed. Some good trading. You can see Carl, a 37% damage of 272. I think he got opened up fairly early in the match and kind of caused him to be quite passive as a result of that. I mean, you can't really be aggressor in a Dak and Nike, and I'm pretty certain it might have been the torso where most of the weapons are. So got to be careful with that early on sometimes, because him and Hells ate that strike early in that G6 position. So I'll flick over to the map strat if you want to have a little bit of a squiggle while we work these guys out.
Just talking to the guys about the illegal mech.
Yep.
And only hero mechs and only ones can be taken.
Yeah, okay.
No, it can't be purchased.
We'll let them know about that. That's okay. Actually, you know what? I'll save the giveaway for after this drop. We'll do it and do a super quick interview with these dudes, and then we'll sort that out.
Yeah, I'll probably have to even go for the interview. It's getting pretty late here. I'll quickly do this map strat. We on it?
Yep. On map strat, ready to go. Rock and roll. Have a squiggle.
So we had the 2 lights from Evil go and get Kappa, and then move towards Sigma. And we had the same thing from Team 1 side. We had the initial Sigma cap, and then move up towards Kappa. And then they sort of moved back and forth. The fleas decided to run away early and go back and get that feeder cap, which was actually really important for them to get that. That was a really important capture, getting that feeder for Team 1, as we mentioned about before. And then they responded to the back cap that was happening at Sigma. And unfortunately, they managed to scare off the lights from Potato Killers, but then they got hit by a very unfortunate strike, and one of them got killed. And at that stage, you just can't hold that point, which made them sort of come back through. The rest of 42's team set up basically in this little box.
There
That's
we
where
go.
they sat the entire game pretty much, trading. And they were trading with the mechs here and here.
The problem was almost that 42 only had like 2 or 3 of their guys trading versus the majority of Potato Killers. I mean, all of Potato Killers mechs were all shooting those guys. I mean,
yeah.
Subwoofer still managed to get some great damage.
There's no reason why 42 couldn't have done this movement either, right? They could have moved this way with some of their mechs, not all of them.
Yep.
And had some mechs in this box here. So then you'd have 2 sides shooting across like that as well.
You do actually have some cover with that box that you've just drawn. There is actually a big, spire coming out of the ground. So you can actually use that quite well.
And there's some areas back here too. There's another ledge back there you can sit on.
And the other thing with that ledge at the rear there, so you've got, say for instance, maybe ER large Hullbringer or something. You can actually turn around and shoot Sigma. So you can help your lights to control Sigma, I do believe, from that ridge.
Well, if you had a quick enough mech, they could have literally just gone back and helped out those fleas.
Yep, yeah. Probably a little bit of error on 42's part there with positioning every single mech in that trench. If maybe they had just one, and all it would need, honestly, probably to be is just an ER large Hullbringer or something similar. Help Sigma out, and
more trading mech,
yeah.
And I mean,
you do need to be aware, of course. Like say a light comes from Kappa.
The Killers had a few good Overwatch here, over here, and they had a splattering of mechs sort of rotating around there.
Yeah, I mean,
and it was very close in terms of the trading at the end.
It was, yeah, 42, it was pretty close.
Yeah, 42 just had to push in the end because they'd lost on caps anyway.
I mean, looking at the percentages, I mean, Carl's just 37%, Yondu was 38%, and then Potato Killers only had 2 fresh mechs, which was the 2 lights. I mean, otherwise, all the big tonnage was gone. So it ended up being closer than I thought.
The game had almost been lost with just losing that flea. That's how important the lights are in some maps.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I mean, 42 could have pushed out, and if they'd won those trades somehow on a push through theta, which would be very, very difficult, they could have held the game. But after losing that flea, and then the flea basically circling the map and getting a good pick at the dragon, but then getting countered at Gamma, I mean,
yeah,
it's just too difficult for one light mech in that situation. Yeah,
definitely. It's definitely quite difficult.
I was surprised not to see more lights. Actually, I mean, they both took sort of 2 lights, and Potato Killers took a quasi light in the Cicada. I would have expected like a drop deck of 3 lights potentially.
Or even 2 lights, and again another quasi, and then 42 could have then essentially had map control. 3 versus 2, they could have won that fight at Sigma if a mech quick enough had come back, and then taken the fight to Kappa. Literally, like you could have pushed them all the way back. That's
what I mean. Well, I mean at this, if you're sitting here and you've got control of theta, you're controlling theta and epsilon without really doing anything.
Yep.
They're just your caps. So all you really need to do is win Sigma.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm super surprised. I'm super surprised 42 did not send the fleas straight to theta, like immediately cap theta. Like I'm just
straight through
there. Yeah, straight through Charlie Lance, cap it. It would have made honestly, and you could probably put nearly half a cap on. You could almost fill that bar with 2 fleas. You could have filled that bar to half, I reckon, pretty comfortably.
You could have got a full cap with the way the Potato Killers moved.
True.
Because Potato Killers didn't send their lights there.
Yeah, they went straight to Kappa, I think. Yeah, so
if you'd seen your fleas to theta, it would have got a full cap instantly on theta.
And there is no way in hell that the Potato Killers are going to get theta back unless they have to aggressively push 42 all the way back to Epsilon or something, and that was never going to happen. They had a Dakka Mad Cat sitting in the trench waiting. Anything that comes around the corner, Mad Cat 2B is just going to start shredding you to bits. So
actually, I'll tell you what, I've just thought what would have been an excellent mech for 42 to take in this position. It comes from 2017 World Championships. Can't remember. I think I don't know where exactly it came from, which team, but the 2ER large laser 4-streak 6 Huntsman
I think it was EMP.
would have been a really good thing. EMP has definitely taken it. Another team might have tried it as well, but it could have sat here. It could have traded, and then it could have absolutely destroyed.
It could have been multitasks. Or you could even do it on a
area.
You could even do it on a faster mech like something like a Storm Crow too, potentially.
Yeah, they could have taken, instead of the Vapor Eagle, which was illegal, they could have taken like a mech in that sort of role, definitely. Or could have hit it Sigma. Waited for those lights to handicap it.
Bit more speed in the bit more speed in the old Storm Crow.
Just had a. I mean, if you did this, if you took your fleas straight to Theta and you sent one streak boat to Sigma, like, what are Evil's lights going to do? They're not going to.
Nothing. They can't do anything. You've lost map control, literally.
No, you just got to sit the streak boat behind Sigma, just out of range, like in that little thing, and then they can't do anything. They're just stuck. So, anyway.
Well, we're coming up to an hour and a half, so I'm telling these guys to hurry the hell up because I didn't expect it to take an hour and a half. I thought, 90 minutes we'd be done and dusted, but hopefully the guys lock into the lobby quickly and we get this drop underway. Because I've only got about 15 minutes myself, and I'm gonna hooty-scooty out of here. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go straight after drop 5. I won't even be able to hang out.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. It's got to be very early for you over that side of the world.
Just hitting on midnight, actually, so not too bad.
Well, depends if you get up at 5. Then technically, you're done by now.
Which I am. So it's why I want to make a quick move.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, these guys are just setting up and locking into the lobby. We may see.
It's nice to see some Terra Firma, though.
I'm actually. You can do quite a little bit with it. I mean, I know a lot of teams don't like Terra. I don't mind it. Like, I actually, there's a lot of things you can do in the map. And you got to be reactive. Then you got to, depending on what the other team is doing, you got to be on your toes. So you have to be in front of it. You're going to get caught out, or you're going to get outstratted too.
Yeah. Has there been any Viridian Bog shoutcasts done? I know that at least one team when I was entering the results before, I did notice that I can't remember who, one lot of teams did play on Viridian Bog.
Oh, really? Must have been lower division.
Yeah. I only noticed it because I was putting the API data in from the matches.
Must have been a lower division or EU. I don't remember seeing anyone US playing on Bog.
It may have been Div B EU.
Was it the games today? It might have been. Who was it?
No, it was last week.
Oh, okay.
Last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been
I was putting the API data in. I don't think it was Shoutcast. But I would like to see Bog, to see just because it's interesting. Again, not a map I necessarily want to play on, but as a casual observer, I don't mind.
See, I don't mind Bog either. I mean, it's not, again, it's similar to Terra in a way. Like, you can pull off some different things because the map is definitely not symmetrical in any way, shape, or form. Like, there is two distinct sides on the map, and I mean, it's not as unbalanced as, say, something like River City. It's not River City. I mean, Crimson Strait, which is just absolutely horrendous. But it can make for some interesting strats. Especially, I like the Viridian with that low ground theta cap. Like, it just changes it up a little bit.
Yeah, it can be. I find it can be quite cheesy in terms of comp. Like, it's a very easy map to essentially cheese your opponents, and just if they bring Overwatch and stuff, you just bring full brawl and push in a few certain ways. Yeah,
you have to do. You generally have to do a little bit of a split brawl on Viridian. Well executed, it goes down, and then the long range trading.
Yeah, you can pull it off quite well. There are some really interesting spots for like long range traders and pop tarts too with jump jets. They can come to those really high sort of islandy type of structures.
And sometimes you can even do it with, you say you've got 3 or 4 jump jet mechs and your opposition does not have any or only 1 or 2, and you can't force them off the high ground. You're kind of like, well, what do I do now? Like, you're literally almost stuck there with your dick in your hand going, what do I do now? Like, what
But I feel that's almost like the teams that that brought all ground-based mechs to mining collective, right? That's sort of shooting yourself in the foot in the mech lab. You should probably
definitely.
take that
I've seen
into
it. I've
account
seen where I think a couple of seasons back I watched a Viridian Bog game where one team brawled and I don't think they had anything that could force anything off the top, and I'm like, this is not going to work. Doesn't matter what you do. This is just these 2 or 3 mechs are basically aside from a strike unkillable. You're not going to be able to hit them with brawl when they're 300 meters in the air, miles away, can just walk off. It's interesting.
There's not much you can do about it. How are we going in this lobby? We've got 480 and 480.
Yeah, I think we're just about there yet. I'll just ask them if they're ready. Hopefully they are, and we can kick off and get into it.
And technically teams have 5 minutes each to get ready. 5 minutes first to team 1, and then 5 minutes for team 2 after team 1 have readied.
They've had about 9 minutes now looking at OBS, I reckon. About 8 or 9 minutes. We're pretty close, because I looked at it, it was 1 minute 24, the broadcast, and now up to 1 minute 32 just about. So, there we go. Well, they're both ready now.
Yeah, press the go button.
Knock my little headset out there. Yeah, excellent. Good stuff.
That. Launch.
Wait, come on. All's green. Let's go. Go.
Oh, you're not even controlling the lobby.
We're discussing the strat for the interview. Oh, shoot me. Shoot me. Right. Still.
Why didn't you make the interview, Ash?
Still waiting. What?
The lobby. You should have done the lobby, Ash. It's like it's like.
I didn't. Well, it was team last minute because Di was meant to jump on with me, but he's like, he wasn't feeling well after being up super late. For his game this morning with the EU mode. So like 15 minutes out. Usually
it's the non OBS shoutcaster, the co-caster, so to speak.
Yeah, he could have run all that for me. I was like, sweet, no worries, that's cool. And so I just told Ragnar like 10 minutes out, hey dude, you're doing it, because it looks like I'm probably going to run solo, and I was trying to fix OBS and fix it up, and I'm having all these dramas, and I'm like, I'm not even going to find time to chase a co-caster. I'm like, I can't be bothered. I'm just going to run with it, and we'll work it out later. That's an easy.
No, I saw you sitting there all by your lonesome. I was wondering what happened.
Me happened. That's what.
The organisational skills.
Yeah, kind of bit of last minute running around today, but that's all right. Makes it interesting. Makes it fun.
Well, I'm hoping 42 get a drop in here.
I do too.
Much luck yet. A few close games to start.
Very close. Yeah. That first brawl,
but they haven't quite got there in the end, have they?
Not quite. And I reckon last game that was theirs. That could have been theirs for the taking with the way Potato Killers played with some slightly different mech choices, I guess. Right.
Okay. Have they brought brawl? So 42 have got a Shadow Hawk, a Highlander 2C, a Victor, a Phoenix Hawk, a linebacker, a commando, and a bushwhacker.
Yep, they have, dude. They have. Yep. Rotary. Hang on, just 2 rotary 2s on the bushwhacker. What the hell is that? You can fit 3 on it. Maybe he's gone for the big engine.
Is that all it's got?
It's got 2 medium lasers on there as well. It's a very interesting build. I'm kind of a bit.
Normally, the build you run is 2 rotary 5s, isn't it? If you're going to just run 2, you can fit 2 rotary 5s on a bushy.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing he's running. Well, he's only running the same speed as a Victor here, so he's not going that fast. Interesting.
Maybe the Victor's really fast in saying that.
Interesting choice. Fair call.
Maybe the Victor's running like 80 k's.
Potato Killer side, we have a Stalker 4N again, Madcat 2B. What's in the Stalker? I'm thinking large lasers again. Yeah. Carl, Nike again, Ultra 2s, AC 2s.
They could potentially, if they push them correctly now, which is actually I think
Relics in the Dragon,
I think they already know.
What am I 6
now? Look, Cheekies and they've noticed because they haven't gone Kappa. They know what they're doing. Yeah,
Cheekies have already come around. They're just going for the all-in brawl, and they've got the big old Keeper as the hero at the back here. Now the Keeper might be in trouble in a minute. Oh no. No, Potato Killer's lights. Potato Killer's lights are too busy trying to squirt Windscape for some reason. I don't know why they just didn't rush in there and really hammer that Keeper, but Carl's already in trouble. Linebacker and the 2 linebackers are already on Carl. Carl's gone. Carl is gone. They might have scouted it, but maybe there's not communication, but Carl's done. Carl's dead.
He's done. Yeah.
The only problem here now, 42, overextending. They are overextending into a firing line, and all of their mechs are late. Kill Carl. There we go.
Back off. Capture
back out, guys. You do not need to be here. The keeper is still 150 meters behind. You know, he's slow. He's taking a long damn time to catch up here.
And look at the lights. Look at the lights.
Yeah, the lights are going to go sort Gamma out. They've got someone Theta. Who's coming to Theta? I can't see that. Yeah, Nightbird's coming to Theta. Oh shit! 42 going backwards. Hey, boys. Oh dear.
He's in the Osiris at Gamma, and we've got another mech moving out to Kappa.
Yeah, see, Nightbird's already seen 42 coming backwards here. Uncle Charles in the Commando is going back, and Tolson to sort out Cheekies. I mean, if Cheekies doesn't see this, they might be able to take him out. Oh, airstrike there from Nightbird takes Vidya down to 69 and Subwoofer down to 72.
Cheeky's just getting ganked a bit here.
I'm just coming back to this fight. Yeah, I'm coming back to this fight now. Have a look at Cheeky's. Oh, Cheeky's is gone. Cheeky's is legged. No, he's not. Oh wow, Osiris mobility, baby. But he's one shot from that leg now. Yep. Yeah, one shot. Cheeky's leg is gone, baby. He's gone.
Tolson's in the this Pulse Phoenix Hawk, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah, Pulse? He's got a small Pulse Phoenix Hawk.
Oh, small Pulse. Oh, sorry, yes, it was 8 small Pulse. Yes, 8. Yeah, sorry.
8 small Pulse at 1k. Yeah, full on.
So look at that. 42 are now pushing forward to Sigma. They're going for the home cap, basically.
I like it.
This is.
They got 2 picks. Look. Where are Hobbles and Nightbird going to go?
Yeah, they can't. They're stuck now.
Where are they going to go?
They're kind of stuck. Like, although that said, we've got Bushwhacker coming over here. Bushwhacker from Titus, I don't think, honestly, can take on Hobbles or Nightbird. He's in trouble. He's now alone. They need the Tolson and Uncle Charles to get up here ASAP, or they're in trouble.
He's pretty tanky. I don't think they'll be able to gank him.
Well, they could at least leg him. They could leg him, but
look how fast the Commando and the Phoenix Hawk are coming. No,
they're
going to get caught.
But yeah, Nightbird.
If they gank Nightbird, it's over. Like
Nightbird and look, the Cicada Hobbles is he's getting hammered from both corners over here. They're pressing him.
Tolson's got to push. Tolson's got to get Nightbird. He doesn't see him.
Oh,
Nightbird's
really?
Look, he's escaped. They're going for the other one. They're going for the Cicada.
No, Uncle Charles knows he's there.
Oh, no, they've seen him.
No, they've seen him.
No.
But it doesn't matter. They're more interested in caps. And Nightbird's run up to try and delay the cap, but it's been...
No, that's the wrong move. He should have back capped Gamma. He should have bailed out of there.
Yeah, Nightbird needs to get out of there. Like,
look, they're just gonna jump on him now. What did he do that for?
Yeah, Nightbird's in trouble. He's in trouble. Oh, no. And he's running away. Like, one clean back shot from the pulses might do it. Not quite. But then, see, now they're really capped now.
The Phoenix Hawk are going to be just as quick, if not quicker.
Potato Killers are now going to struggle with the caps. They've got kind of almost no map control right now.
I'm surprised that Nightbird and Hobbles managed to get out of there, though. That was a mistake.
Now, the only thing we've got now is Potato Killer's now doing some crossfire. I'm looking back up towards Theta, so that is going to force 42 out of this fight at the moment.
Yeah.
And Potato Killer's really need to hit Gamma. Like, there's a mech near Gamma, but he's not capping it. Who is that? Relics. Relics he should not even be bothering to shoot.
He was shooting with the dragon.
Yeah, he should be on that cap, in my opinion. He should have already had that cap sorted.
Out of position, though. Horribly. They don't. It's like they don't know they're pushing in front of the whole team right now.
Yeah, I don't think they've realised that they're just walking into a firing line here. They're literally walking into a firing line right now. And
the Victor and the linebacker are coming up to Theta, which one of them should go to Epsilon now.
I've just seen that they're coming over Theta. Maybe 42 are just going in for the all-in
they're going to attack.
Oh no! Yeah. Potato Killers are pushing.
Just flip that Theta. Flip it. Subwoofer, get it. Flip it.
Come back, Theta. Come back. Oh no, he's not. He's not even standing on it. Stand on it, dude. Stand on it. There we go. You know the problem with the keeper, dude. The keeper has spent more time walking around the map than shooting. Like he's just too slow. He's almost too slow for this. Yondu is getting harassed here now by the Victor and the Commando. The Hobbles and Nightbird here have managed to, I guess, sort of pop in.
He's taking a lot of damage,
Yondu's eating it now.
With that Victor is doing a good number on him.
Yondu is absolutely eating it here, and the Victor, look at the percentage. Victor's Still relatively healthy. Yondu's dead. Yondu's done. Yondu is done now. He's torso open, so the Victor should finish him off. Tolson, though, is getting picked on quite badly here by Hell's Mannix and way too sexy and goes down. So Subwoofer gets relics in the Dragon. Hells finishes off Saiku. Yondu's probably going to live here because we've got way too sexy here and a fresh Mad Cat. Super fresh.
We got the linebacker and the Shadowhawk are still rotating as well. They're rotating around that giant mountain.
Yeah, linebacker's stuffed.
Going on.
Keeper's getting wrecked. Oh shit! The strike on Hell's Mannix there. 70. It went down from 75 to 62% or something from one airstrike.
57. Now. The keeper's still alive. Not for long.
He's not alive for long though. I think he's just have a quick look here. He's one touch on the old centre there. Yondu finishes as Prometheus off there. Yondu's still alive here, poking over the little camp thing here with one large laser. Wow. One large laser still alive, just poking over the top. Nightbird finishes off Uncle Charles.
I don't think they've got enough caps. I don't think they did enough.
No. Well, Sigma just got done in the back here by Vidya. Now, what does Vidya have left on his mech? He's only got 3 SRMs. Yeah.
Windscape's going to Epsilon, but he was just too slow. He was just too slow to get Epsilon. They should have sent a mech straight
away through the center. Yep. Yeah, and let the keeper distract, essentially. You know, be that target, waste 30, 40 seconds of kill time, kill clock, essentially.
No, it's not enough, look. It's not enough.
Yeah, now Windscape's going to get ganked here by the Cicada. He's not going to be able to stop that in a 1v1, let alone a 2v2 with a fresh Arctic Cheetah from Nightbird.
He needs to guard Sigma and Kappa, which isn't going to happen as well. So
yeah. And look, they're splitting him, they're splitting Windscape here, left and right. These two guys, they're going to torture him, they're going to hurt him, and they're going to hurt him real bad.
I was very surprised they let Nightbird and Hobbles get away too from that Kappa.
Yeah, they should have paid the price of Kappa.
They did really well to escape that, to be honest. But
yep. I thought they were going to, one of them was going to die. One of them should have died. Yep, at least one of them.
Yeah, they should have. One of them should have got legged and died. That's it.
Wow. Hobbles is just about done. Hobbles is nearly legged in both ways. Both legs, both one red and one orange, but couldn't quite finish that one off. Now Vidya over here with 3 SRM60s.
It was a very interesting game. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I'll give it interesting. I mean, fuck, this is going to be a hard map trap to draw. I hope you're paying super attention because there's so much going on here.
I'll do a quick map trap before I go. While you do the giveaway.
Set up a map strat while I do the next giveaway. Yep, sounds like a great idea.
We're all done.
Yep, and there we go. Wow, really close game on caps.
All these games were really close actually. Like,
yep.
There wasn't, apart from the one where the 42 pushed the grasshopper line.
Yeah, that probably wasn't the best game, but the others were great. Yeah, others were great.
Yeah, look, a big spread of damage again. Cheeky's only doing 46 damage. He got ganked in that Osiris. But again, Nightbird putting good work in, doing a lot of damage there. Way too sexy in the Mark 2B. Putting out 780 damage.
There was some big damage
nice little spread. Uncle Charles, 474 and a kill in the Commando 1D. That's a good effort. Yeah.
All right, let's look at any team damage and other numbers now. Just bring up the other stat page.
Yeah, sure. Tell me.
Decent spread. Way too sexy, only with 47 team damage. That's not too bad, I suppose.
Still pretty decent.
It's not, well, it's
I don't know. It's still
from
pretty,
a Mad Cat 2B. It's a decent tap. It's a decent.
Yeah, it's a good hiding.
Yeah, decent numbers there. But no, that was a decent game there. I thought. Just
how does this map?
42.
I'm trying to remember this map strat now.
42 could have turned that around just ever so slightly. Like it was, very very close.
So it had something like this to start with. So if you want to quickly switch to the map strat.
Yeah, just flicking over to map strat. There we go.
The Gamma, you moved to Theta, and then they moved around, got the gank, and then they decided to move back again. And then they sort of spread everywhere. They went up here.
Yep.
They went down here.
They went for the full Sigma rush, like full charge, hi ho silver over the mountain we go.
And then they ran away. And in the meanwhile, we had this flanking maneuver from Sigma to Kappa all the way down here. And then I think they went down and get Gamma, at least one of them. And that's where they got ganked again.
Yep.
And then there was a movement back all the way back up here and then around like this.
It was long, elongated flanking
all the way
maneuvers.
around. And while that happened, these guys decided to push in as well. And they moved into here. And then we had the main body go back again. No, sorry, that needs to be read, that one.
Yeah, well, some came around. Like some went around the Kappa, some come through Theta, and the Kappa guys got Kappa guys got hammered by that firing line. We had another lot
break off, and they went all the way back around like this to Epsilon at the end. So look at the,
yeah, I know, right?
Look at the movement on this map, and that was like, I think I probably even missed a few of the movements, but that was like,
it gives you a fair idea of what happened in how long did that game go for? About 8 minutes, 10 minutes, or something. Like went for a long damn time.
It was
7 minutes. There we go. 7.5, 8 minutes. Yeah, so decent, decent amount of time right there. Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to love you guys and leave you.
No, that's all right, mate. No worries. Thank you very much for jumping in halfway through.
Got the boys in here for the interview.
Yep,
I'll catch you around later.
Yep. Awesome, mate. Have a good sleep.
Ciao, ciao.
Alrighty, thanks for joining me, dudes. How do you feel the games went? Just by the way, chat, we'll do the giveaway right at the end before I close out. So stick around. 1000 MC coming up in maybe 3 or 4 minutes. 42 guys. How did that second drop on Caustic when Potato Killers pulled a lot of range? What was going on there on the comms? And were you a bit surprised by that? I think it kind of looked like that from our point of view.
Yeah, a bit surprised on that one. I think we saw range, so we wanted just to make a quick call, and it was a full commit. Hindsight, we probably could have just taken care of those lights and played the perimeter on the circle, but we had speed, so we thought we could get into them. But they had good shots on us and took out the legs, and they played it well.
Yeah, no, it was good. Otherwise, that was really good drops. Like that first game, I think what was it? The assaults from 42 got a few strikes sort of on them, and then a couple of matches later, you guys got some good strikes on the other team. Like I think Ragnar got struck like 3 times on one of those Terror games in that Dragon, at least. Like having cherry structure and orange armor on the front, like, oh wow, there's some good trading of strikes here between both teams today. So, what was the? How did you feel that last game went there, Mr. Ragnar? There was some serious map coverage, kilometers done on the map there.
First of all, just hats off to 42. Those first 2 drops were fantastic, and then we surprised them, I think, on the 3rd drop, and
surprise us. The casters, you surprised us too. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. And then the 4th and 5th drops were that 5th drop. I wasn't in it. I was watching it, and that was just amazing. Those guys played really well. They got really good shots. I mean, they're gonna. I was really impressed with 42 today.
To be honest, from my point of view, the drops are super close. Except that by the 3rd caustic drop. Otherwise, they were super, super close. Like with maybe a minor change here or there, that was a win literally flipped on the other side, like easily. Like that, yeah. Really, really good games. Really, really close. Even though it's, it is, 5-0. It could easily have been the other way around, like 1-4 or something. So great display there, guys. I loved it. It was a great bunch of matches to cast. First cast of the season. I really enjoyed that. And you guys feel the games went, Ragnar?
As from just like the actual games themselves, we had some players play really well. I was not one of them today, but that's okay. It's kind of hard when I'm juggling all the balls. But luckily, I have Nightbird there to help me out, and Nightbird does a good bit of drop calling, so I can kind of deal with the other stuff. So, but obviously, rate of play. I think we need to pick that up a little bit and just have a plan in place a little quicker.
Yep.
But other than that, just it was a lot of fun, and the matches were really close.
Yeah, they were awesome. 42s, how'd you guys feel your matches went? Even, a 5-0, but you'd be walking away reasonably happy with that. I would think, even though, going 5-0 is not ideal, but having such damn close matches that were literally hairline, like, could flip either way, that's a good result.
Oh, yeah. I think most of our, like, older, retired, don't play the game a bunch veterans, we're here just to have some fun, play some comp games because we don't play much. And these are the best kind of games to play against, just solid competition when you didn't lose because you just had, some crappy pugs on your team or something like that. You lost because the other team outplayed you and played it well.
And it was tight.
I thought the matches
too.
were good.
Tight matches too. Like, super tight. Like that caustic brawl. Oh shit! Like you guys were up, and then you were sort of down a bit, and then like Potato Killers are sort of flanking you guys around. And you're flanking them, and there's two fights going on, and we're watching here going like 42 got it, 42 got it, and then I'm like, oh shit, no, Potato Killers have got it. No, it's coming back around. Like it, yeah. Awesome set of matches. Really good.
Yeah. And another time, I think we could have taken those, but hats off to Evil Potato Smash. What's your guy's name this season? I don't know.
We are the Potato Killers.
Potato Killers, and that's what you killed tonight, my friend. So if we could all get beers right now, I think we'd be happy to, because we had a blast, and we had fun just calling comms and complaining about like just those hairline moments where it could go either way. So good fun. Thanks for casting too. We appreciate the enthusiasm.
Oh, I love it. Love doing it. It's awesome.
Thank you much.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll do the last giveaway here for 1,000. So just flick me a message, and we'll sort you out. I do have to head out. Literally have to get in my car and drive 5 hours, like in the next 5 minutes. So I will get you your code over the course of the next 3 to 4 days. Please do not stress out, dude. I will get you your codes, and same to you, Paulie, as well. We'll get your codes when I get a spare moment to sort all that out over the next few days. Anyway, guys, spam some emotes in the chat, show me some love. Thank you to Kraz for co-casting, and thank you for these two teams to put out such a really great performance. Amazing games tonight. A lot closer than the scoreline suggests. Had great fun casting it. I will be back next week doing a few more casts. I feel like taking a couple of days off work next week. I'm a bit of relax because I've been working too hard. So I'm definitely going to be doing some more casts next week. Maybe getting the old Switchblade back for a cameo cast or two. And we'll see what else we can come up with. I'm going to leave you now, guys, with the standby channel, which will have the upcoming games, and then end the stream in a couple of minutes. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. Catch you all later. And yeah, hope you enjoy the MWO comp. Join the Discord, join the websites, all that sort of stuff. See you next time. Ciao.